So a lot of people ask me what I think about the second death. So here it is. I think the second death is a metaphor for the destruction of the sin nature, the destruction of the old man, so that what remains is the new creation. This is similar to what we see with Christians whenever we talk about dying with Christ through baptism and rising anew. The part of us that dies with Christ is the old man, the old sin nature. What rises with Christ is the new creation, the part that is transformed. We see the same type of imagery in Colossians 3:5 when it says to put to death all that is of the earthly nature. And then it lists things like lust and greed and idolatry. Those are things that we aren't actually literally killing. We are putting them to death in a metaphorical sense. We're putting them away. We're doing away with them so that they're no longer part of our nature. This is the act of being reborn. We are reborn whenever we are transformed from the old man to the new man. This is the same thing that the second death is. It's rebirth. But for those of us who are Christians, we are hopefully reborn in this life. But if we are not reborn in this life, God will not stop until everyone is reborn, until everyone is reconciled and restored. Now, for those who do not follow Jesus in this life, who are not reborn in this life, this rebirth will take place in the lake of fire. Watch videos 3 through 5 on a better explanation or a more full explanation on how this happens. But this rebirth takes place in the lake of fire, where everything that is not of God is stripped away, so that what remains is none of the old man, none of the sin nature, but only the new creation, only that which is pure, only that which can enter into the city gates, enter into the New Jerusalem. That is what the second death is.
First of all praises to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in recognition to observing this day for worshiping the Most High. Sundown this evening to sundown tomorrow evening. My people, let's get some rest, worship, and praises in, because that is a commandment unto the children of Israel and all our dwellings, spoken by the omnipotent God of gods, the Most High himself, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hallelujah. Okay, let's address this false prophet that talks about the second death. We're going to get to the real meaning of what the second death actually means. Some of the things that he called out about the second death, is in some ways are true about when you repent and how you put to death of the sinful man that's in you. That particular part is shedded away from you. But the thing is this, that is not the second death that the Bible speaks of, the Most High's word actually speaks of within itself. And this is what makes this man a false prophet. You see, I addressed this man in his comment section and told him actually what the real meaning of the second death is, spoken in Revelations chapter 20, verse 11 through 15, in which we are going to cover. And, he said, basically, no, that's not what it is. Other words, the Most High's word has nothing on his word. And what he says is true, but he still respects my opinion. Okay. When I actually came at him with Bible, with the Most High's word, you understand? But see, this is what false prophets do. They speak of the things from their own heart and not the Most High's word, from the heart of the book. It is important for them to deceive the masses into believing what they say is true and what they think, you see, in turn being their own God, ruling people that does not study to show themselves approved, for themselves to know better. That's basically what it all boils down to. And so therefore a lot of people are lost. They're lost because they don't try to find the truth. The only way you can find the truth is in the Most High's word. He said to study to show yourself approved. We're going to cover that. And being that a lot of people don't do it, they hang on the words of what man speaks. You better make sure what that man speaks is going in accordance with what the Most High has spoken. If he's not speaking that, and if he comes to you with any other doctrine, that man shall be accursed. Put him away from you. That's just what it is. So let's start over here in Ezekiel. No, 2 Timothy here. We're going to start here. And it reads, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay? Meaning we don't really need churches when we got the Most High's word to learn it for ourselves. That's what this really boils down to. See? Now what I just read, we're going to go to verse 16 here. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. You see? This is what we have to do. So people like the man we just saw, I think his page is called Universal Reconciliation. Yeah, that's what his page on TikTok is called. Universal Reconciliation. And I went through a lot of his, videos. And I'm telling you, a lot of the things that this man is saying couldn't be further from the truth. Couldn't be further. This man is a liar, and the truth is not in him, which we're going to see in this study right here. Let's go to Mark 7. Mark 7 verse 6. He, as in the Hamashiach, answered and said unto them, well hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Okay? See, this is what I'm saying. Teaching for doctrines of the commandments of men, meaning believing in what this man is telling you other than what the Most High's word is saying to you. Just getting the Most High's word and just twisting it around, you understand, to believe his beliefs, accept his beliefs. That's basically what it boils down to. See, I don't know what it is with people and why they have a problem with sticking with the Bible. And a lot of them like to say, like in the Most High's word, when it says hellfire, they're saying, oh, that's not really literal. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it does mean it is literal. If it's saying it is literal. Now, we know a lot of things that's in the Bible does mean when it says something, it's spoken in a parable for you to get and for you to understand what it's really getting to. But a lot of things is said also in the Most High's word. You better take it for as it is written, because that's what he means. Now let's go to Ezekiel 13 verse 3. And it reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. Ain't seen nothing. Now, far as the camps go, we can address them along with this dude right here we just saw. A lot of these guys ain't seen nothing, man. A prophet, the word prophet itself means seer. You understand? They ain't seen nothing. Most High gave these men, the true, real prophets that wrote this book, he gave them the ability to see and to write what they see. You understand? That this is the foundations of how the scriptures was built. But you can't tell these guys nothing. But they say they prophets. We the prophets, we the prophets. No, you're regurgitators of the prophets' words that the Most High gave them to write. The real seers, that's what you are. That's what you are. Now, and it reads here, let's just read here, start at 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say, Thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedges of the house of Israel to stand in battle in the day of the Lord. They have seen vanity and lying divinations, saying, The Lord saith, and the Lord have not sent them, and say they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. See, these men are liars. Most High ain't sent a lot of these people. And we as the children of the Most High that makes up the house of the Israel are the descendants of our ancestors Israel. We have to learn to discern who's who we're listening to. Be careful. Now these folks will lie to you just because they want to be worshiped themselves like the Most High. And they'll speak everything unto you that has nothing to do with the Most High's word. You got to be careful about them. That's what it boils down to. Now, Revelations 19 verse 20, dealing with the false prophet along with the beast. It says here, And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. This, my people, scripture is literal. Don't let nobody tell you that it's not. This is literal. It says these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. This is literal right here. See, you'll get some wannabe prophet that wants to be worshiping himself and tell you, no, this is not really literal. It's transfigural, and run all kinds of foolish babblings and jargon down to you that's really just a lie when it's all said and done. Okay? Now, let's go over here to Revelations 20. Let's see what the real second death is. We finna punch holes into this foolish false prophet that we just watched, and what the real true meaning of the second death. Now, verse 1, And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosened a little season. Okay, these 1,000 years is the day, one day with the Lord in the kingdom is what we're going to have. While that 1,000 years, that one day where we have with the Most High, we are going to be with him, gather unto him. You understand? And that great day of teaching, we're going to be taught the real. That's when the Most High is going to write his laws in our inward parts. Okay? It's going to be really impossible to sin. But after that 1,000 years, this devil going to be loosened again. He's going to be loosened again. Let's find out what's going to happen when he is loosened. Let's continue. Verse 4, And I saw thrones, and they sat up on them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witnesses of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Okay? But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Okay? The first resurrection. These ones are going to be awakened. That's what resurrection means, to be awakened. Okay? Verse 6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On the such, the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Hamashiach, Yahushua in other words, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, okay, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Lot of people. Verse 9. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city. And fire came down from God, Yahweh himself, out of heaven, and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. See? So, if your works ain't up to par with the Most High consider righteous works, guess where you're going? You see, guess where you're going? Let's continue. Verse 13. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and the death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Okay? Verse 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. That means with the devil, the false prophet, and his angels. That's right here is the second death. Not what that idiot was just talking about. That's not the second death. Now see, this right here, this whole chapter, Revelations 20, just proved that man is lying that we just watched. It says here again, I'm going to read it again, verse 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Who are you going to believe? And see, there's so many people out there, they don't get into the word and to study to show themselves approved, you know? And then you got these camps. They are notoriously known for saying there is no such thing as hell. That's a metaphor. That's not true. The camps, the Hebrew Israelite camps themselves, they say this. But let me tell you something. As surely as this spirit in this fire right here, this was a bomb right here that was sent from Israel to Hamas right here. And this is what appeared in the smoke when that bomb detonated. Okay? Now y'all see this head right here and this big face and long nose and eyes and all that. Y'all see that? Let me tell you something. Just as sure as it is this spirit right here that's in this fire right here, hovering over these houses, these bomb houses, I can guarantee you there is a hell. Don't let these false prophets tell you that it's not. Don't let them tell you that it's not. See, these people are out here misleading folks. See, this is what I don't like. And they take the Most High's word and they use it to mislead folks. Take the Bible as literal as you can. Now, there are times that the Hamashiach himself speaks in parables, but it still leads up to the same thing. Sometimes the parables are figuratively, but you can't go wrong when you teach the Bible as it is written. And a lot of these folks ain't doing that. See, teaching false doctrine of what is it? When you, I can't think of the word right now. When a person dies and then, reincarnation. Oh boy, golly. Reincarnation, reincarnated. We live, 100 years ago. Now we're reincarnating back in a different body. Same spirit. No, Most High don't play the recycling. He don't recycle people like that. The people that lived 100 years ago are still on the other side of another dimension, wherever they are. They're not back over here in another body. They ain't come back as an animal. They ain't do none of that. And they look just like they looked when they was over here in the flesh, the spirit. Don't let these people fool you. Now, there is regeneration of the soul, or regeneration is that. But it's not what these people are telling you. In the regeneration, when the Hamashiach said, if you are found in the book of life and you will receive the kingdom, you are in the regeneration, your spiritual body and everything else, and you're still going to look just like you look here in the flesh, but you're going to be glorified in your spiritual body. So much more better. That's what it means. See? So yeah, this is the true meaning of the second death. I hope I said something to stimulate your spiritual growth, and I hope you guys found the lesson edifying. All praises to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakadash. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.